Welcome back to another edition of Nourie's Niche, where we're working on some real basic, fundamental flatland tricks for the old and the young and anyone in between. Thanks again for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying these. I sure am having a lot of fun. Just trying to keep the edits coming, options for you to consider. And I'm going to do a few today because it's such a beautiful day. And that way, if it rains on me, I still don't have my indoor spot. But a little update, I am working on an indoor spot. So more to report soon. But there's a possibility that I'll have an indoor spot within the next few weeks, which would be awesome. Just makes it a lot easier. I'll do more classes year round and be able to edit and do a video anytime I want. So today's trick is just going to be a little link, hang 5 into freak squeak. Not to be confused by a front yard. I did call it a front yard prior, but it's a freak squeak. And this is just a fun trick, combo trick, super easy, but I think it's good to learn, and you could link it into other variations down the road. But we're going to just do a simple hang 5 and then step into a freak squeak. And I'll probably go no-handed because that's just like what I naturally do. You could do like a no-footed hang 5 or hang 10, they call it, I guess, and then switch into a no-handed freak squeak. That's another cool combination. So as usual, I'll do it a couple different times, maybe a couple different angles so you can see it, and then I'll break it down to the steps to learn it. Not a lot with this one, it's pretty simple. Hopefully you've watched some of the other videos like doing the hang 5 and doing the freak squeak, so you have that in your bag of tricks already, or working on it at least. And then this is just combining the two together. Okay, so let's get right to it. First off, I just start with my left foot on my front peg, and I go into a hang 5, and just coast it for a bit, and then I step right over. Yeah, and then naturally just take my hands off. So pretty simple, pretty smooth, but it can be kind of flashy, just mixing the two tricks together. I'll come at this angle now so you can see. Again, I just do a hang 5, coast it, step up, and then just let go right away. Now, as you get better at that, why did you not follow me? I don't know why that camera's not following me, but I have this new feature I've been trying to work with. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but that's okay. So as you get better at it, you can do longer hang 5s, no footage, so hang 10s, and then step into a front yard or a freak squeak, excuse me. And I think that just can be pretty flashy, good for shows, good for contests. And again, it's just taking some of these basics, but we're now starting to link them together in ways that I found are pretty effective and can be pretty flashy. So how are we going to break this down? So hang 5, which we've already been working on. Hopefully, if you've watched the previous video, you have hang 5s or you're working on it. I mean, I think a lot of times with hang 5s, it's just getting that commitment. I think I showed it to you where I was using a curb so you can kind of like step on a curb and really feel that balance point. So that's really the first thing, is just to be able to comfortably and confidently do a hang 5. I want to see if my camera's following me again. Is it? It is. Okay, I don't know why it keeps turning off, turning back on. Okay, so here we go. So hang 5, lean back, sit on your seat and just coast. And then I just step right over. So that time I kind of waited a little too long. So you want to step over when the back end's still up high enough so that you're basically right into the freak squeak and you don't let the bike drop. Not the end of the world. You can ride out of it without it. But the idea is to go keep the rear wheel up. So that once you do the hang 5, and then when I step over, I start to ride the brake. You're not following me, camera. Why aren't you following me? I don't want to redo this video. Hopefully it turned out well enough. So when I step into the freak squeak, I tap the brake. I tap it right as I step over. And then in the freak squeak, I just start to kind of lock my leg against what I talked about in the other video, where you push your foot down, your knee or your thigh kind of goes against your bar to lock that in. And then I'm just comfortable doing no-handers, and it's kind of natural, just second nature, but you don't have to do that obviously. But I just go right into no-hander. So I'm not sure how this is going to work out now that the camera's not following me. I'll just come do one right at the camera. Show you. Here we go, hang 5, step, and then like that. So that's it. I mean, and then the ride out, I guess the third step is I just let the bike drop down. So I'm like that. I let it drop down and I sit down and take my foot off. I'm gonna do that again because I might have been out of camera. So that seems to be the easiest, but there's all kinds of different ways to do that. But I'm just gonna come from the freak squeak and then the ride out. So it's like this, freak squeak, maybe no-handed. Yeah, just sit down and ride out. That's simple, easy peasy. Hope you can get that one because it can be fun, especially when you do like big long ones and variations to it. I think it can look flashy and good. So that's it for today. Thanks again for following the page, and all the comments are great. I appreciate it. I'm going to be traveling coming up. I'm going to go to One Love in January, and I'm going to go to the Circle Jam. The One Love's in Newport, and Circle the Jam is in February, and that's going to be in Austin. No, Houston, I think. Houston. And hope to see you there. Maybe we can collaborate and do some tricks together. I like to do that if I run into other riders and ask them what their first trick was that they learned, and maybe we can do a little edit together. Okay, thanks again, and we'll talk to you soon.